Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about something really important, something that most of us struggle with but don't always realize: self-worth. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like you were not enough? Like no matter how hard you try, you are still waiting for someone, maybe a parent, a friend, a boss, or even society to tell you that you are good enough, that you are worthy. If you have, trust me, you are not alone. I have been there, we have all been there. From the time we were kids, we were taught, sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly, that our worth depends on what other people might think of us, that we need good grades to be a good student, that we need to look a certain way to be considered attractive, that we need to have achievements, success, and external validation to be worthy. But today, I want you to challenge that belief because you were always worthy. You didn't need to become worthy. You didn't need to earn worthiness. It was yours from the start. The only problem that you forgot. So, how did this happen? How did we go from being carefree children who believed in ourselves to adults who constantly question ourselves, our value? Well, there are a few reasons. First, society's unrealistic standards. From a young age, we are all bombarded with messages about what it means to be successful or worthy. Social media, movies, advertisements, they all show us an idealized version of life. Perfect bodies, perfect careers, perfect relationships. And when we don't measure up, we start feeling like we are less than. Second, childhood conditioning. Think back to your childhood, where you praised only when you got good grades, where you scolded when you didn't perform well in school or sports. Many of us were raised in environments where love and approval felt conditional, like we had to earn them by meeting certain expectations, and over time, that became our default mindset. Third, comparing ourselves to others. How many times have you looked at someone else's life and thought, wow, they have it all together? Why am I not like them? Comparison is one of the fastest ways to destroy your self-worth. Instead of focusing on our own journey, we get caught up in measuring ourselves against others, and most of the time we come up short. Fourth, past failures and rejections. Have you ever been rejected by someone you loved or failed at something you really wanted? It is painful, right? And if we are not careful, we start believing that our failures define us, that if we failed once, we will fail again, that if someone didn't love us, we must not be lovable. But let me tell you something, your failures don't define you. Your rejections don't determine your worth. Let's take a step back and ask, what does it really mean to be worthy? Most of us think worthiness comes from doing something, achieving, succeeding, impressing others. But in reality, worthiness is not something you achieve. It is something you already are. Think about a newborn baby. Does a baby have to do anything to be worthy of love? No. We love babies just because they exist, because they are human, because they are alive. And guess what? That hasn't changed just because you grew up. You are still just as lovable, just as deserving, just as enough as you were when you were born. Okay, so now that we have talked about why we feel unworthy, let's talk about how to change that mindset, because trust me, knowing this is not enough. You have to start believing it and living it fully. First, catch yourself seeking approval. The next time you are about to post something on social media, ask yourself, am I doing this because I genuinely want to do, or because I am hoping for likes and validation? Or when you find yourself working extra hard to impress someone, stop and ask, would I still feel good about myself if they didn't notice? Be honest with yourself. The more aware you are of these habits, the easier it becomes to break free from them. Second, validate yourself first. Instead of waiting for someone else to tell you that you are doing great, start telling yourself every day, Say to yourself, I am enough, I am worthy, I deserve love and respect. My value is not based on what others think of me. It might feel weird at first, but trust me, words have power. Your brain will start believing what you repeatedly tell it. Third, stop measuring your worth by your achievements. Yes, achieving goals is great, but your value is not tied to how much you accomplish. Even if you did nothing today, you are still just as worthy as the day before. So instead of asking, what did I achieve today? Try asking, how did I take care of myself today? Did I grow even a little? Did I show kindness to myself and others? Fourth, let go of the fear of judgment. One of the biggest reasons we seek validation is because we are afraid of what others will think. But here is a secret, most people are not thinking about you as much as you think they are. Everyone is too busy worrying about themselves, so wear that outfit, speak your mind, pursue that dream, stop waiting for permission and start living, okay? Fifth, surround yourself with people who uplift you. If you are constantly around people who make you feel small, it is time to rethink your circle. The right people will remind you of your worth, not make you question it. And if you don't have that kind of support yet, be that person for yourself. Look, I know it is not easy to undo years of conditioning. I know self doubt doesn't just disappear overnight, but I also know that the first step to changing your life is realizing you don't need to change who you are to be worthy. You don't need more achievements. You don't need more approval. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to remember that you were always enough and you always will be. So the next time you catch yourself waiting for someone to tell you that you are worthy, stop. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, because you have always been worthy.